Will a 100% VA disability rating for PTSD automatically translate into a Social Security disability approval? I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney, and I represent claimants and clients throughout the country. Social Security has gone virtual, so I'm able to handle cases really in any jurisdiction. And I get this question a lot. People who are veterans who've honorably served our country, they've been awarded PTSD benefits or 100% or 80% disabled by the VA, and they say, hey, I've been disabled by the VA, here's my rating letter. Am I automatically eligible for Social Security disability benefits? And you'd think that you would, because after all, Social Security is a federal agency, the VA is a federal agency, and why wouldn't one federal agency, Social Security, accept a determination by another federal agency, the VA? Unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. The VA disability system is very, very different than Social Security. Social Security for disability, either you are or you're not. It's 100% or zero. You're either disabled or you're not. The VA has percentages, and if you've gone through the VA process, they typically start you out at 40% or 50%, and you have to keep fighting them over and over to get to that 80, 90, 100%. And it can take years. I think both systems have real problems in terms of delays. People that are legitimately disabled have to wait. In the case of the VA, it's getting that rating up from the 40, 50% to 100%. For the Social Security system, it's going through the initial, the recon, the hearing process. It can take a year, year and a half. So they both have some really bad delays. But a VA rating of 100% for PTSD simply is not going to automatically translate to a 100% or to a disabled finding by Social Security, even though you think that it might. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I made a couple of notes here. And I think, first of all, it's because, again, the definition of disability is a little bit different. VA has percentages, Social Security does not. Second thing is that for Social Security purposes, VA records are really, really difficult to deal with. And I'll tell you this as someone who has gone through lots and lots of VA records. And if you've ever seen your VA records, you go to your portal and you download them, you will see that a typical VA case, it can be 800, 900, 1,000, 2,000 pages of records. And what they typically do is whenever you see a doctor or you see a clinic at the VA, they include the treatment notes for that particular visit, but they also include the treatment notes for every other visit you've had. So 100 pages of VA records may be literally 10 pages, 15 pages of new and unique information. And to go through all that, you've got to just really parse it. It's really difficult to find the new and legitimate information in there because of all the copies. The second thing is that the VA rarely addresses vocational issues. And again, Social Security is about your capacity to work and how your medical issues prevent you from working, whether it's the medical condition itself or medication side effects or associated conditions like depression, things like that. The VA doesn't deal with that. They don't really deal with how your medical issues impact you at work. They deal with, do you meet their definition of PTSD and are you eligible for VA disability benefits? So a lot of the times the records we have in the VA don't really address the threshold question that Social Security is mostly interested in. And VA doctors and therapists rarely address those things, and they won't fill out forms. So if I have a VA client's been treating at the VA and I want a functional capacity evaluation form to address my client's limitations at work because of the PTSD symptoms, I send it to the VA doctor. They just won't fill it out. So that's an issue, so we really can't get support from the doctor. I think a lot of VA PTSD therapy is group therapy, so it doesn't really talk about you as an individual. It talks about the group and what was discussed in the group and maybe a brief mention of you in particular, but not a lot of good information there that talks about your vocational limitations. And I think that VA therapists in many cases sort of minimize the conditions. And again, this is part of that delay process where they don't want to make it really clear in a VA record that a person has PTSD that is disabling, because that would trigger a faster increase in your VA rating. So they're trained, and there was actually a lot of very controversial information that came out about this a number of years ago. They are trained not to find severe PTSD issues in veterans unless it's just done over time, and the veteran has to keep going in over time. I think that the doctors that you see, the psychiatrists, they tend to prescribe medications. I mean, I look at VA records and there may be 15, 18, 20 different medications. And I tell you what I find, and this is maybe not universal, but a lot of veterans I represent, they get prescribed all these medications, they take them and they're zombies. And so they don't really like to take all this stuff, and I don't know how much it really helps anyway. And then what happens is that the Social Security judge looks at it and says, well, you're prescribed 18 medications. Are you taking all of these? And the client, the veteran, says no, because it made me feel like a zombie. And the judge would say, well, I can't really find anything in the record to show that you're truly disabled. You're not being compliant with medication. I'm going to turn you down. So it's a really, really hard thing for judges, because they don't like dealing with VA records, and the VA records don't give them the information they need. And then again, there's this whole lack of specific information about your particular case, and there's also this notion that the person's not being compliant because they don't want to be a zombie taking all these medications. So my feeling is, if you have PTSD and you're treating at the VA, get an outside doctor. I realize that money is an issue, but if you want to win for Social Security, find a therapist, find a psychologist, a psychiatrist outside the VA, even if it's for just a consultation a couple times a year, but a record from one of those doctors who's seeing you and who may be more cooperative with Social Security can really go a long way to helping you win. Because there are far too many cases where I've got veterans who have PTSD, and the stories they tell me are just horrific about some of the things they saw, experienced. Yet we dig into the record, and it's just not there. There's really not any reference to some of the trauma they went through. The therapy does not really go into any great detail. It doesn't talk about vocational issues. The doctors are prescribing meds they're not taking. It's just really an uphill battle. So you're much better off with a private doctor. If you're on VA benefits, you have a little bit of money coming in, and some VAs will actually pay for you to see an outside doctor. But I would tell you, everything else being equal, seeing a non-VA psychiatrist or psychologist is a much better thing when you're applying for Social Security disability benefits. Your odds of winning are going to be much more increased in that circumstance. So that's my feeling about VA benefits and PTSD and VA records and all that nonsense. Try to avoid just using VA treatment doctors because those records are really hard to work with. Please visit me online. I'm at ssdanswers.com. You can go there and download my free Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit. I've also got a place for a case evaluation. You can ask me to review your case, and I'll tell you what I think, PTSD or otherwise. And please, if you thought this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, subscribe to our channel. Let me know what you think, because I keep doing these videos. I get some great feedback, but the more you tell me what you're looking for, the better it will be. So for now, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, wishing you all the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the survival kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.